Most people think manipulation looks obvious, loud, aggressive, easy to spot, but the ones that stay the longest don't feel dangerous at all. They feel familiar, reasonable, even caring. And that's exactly where it starts. Type 1, the guilt tripper. They remind you of everything they've done for you, right when you say no. In psychology, this is a form of emotional conditioning. At the surface, it looks like appreciation being brought up. Underneath, it's fear of losing control over your choices. Deeper than that, it rewires you to associate boundaries with guilt. And the disturbing part is, you start apologizing for protecting yourself. To handle this, don't defend your decision. Acknowledge, but don't bend. Hold the boundary without emotional explanation, because guilt only works if you accept it as yours. Type 2, the gaslighter. They deny things they clearly said until you start doubting your own memory. In psychology, this is cognitive destabilization. It looks like confusion in conversation. Underneath, it's a need to control reality itself. Deeper than that, it breaks your trust in your own perception, which means they don't need to control you directly anymore. To handle them, stop debating facts. Document patterns mentally or physically. Trust consistency over their words, because once you trust your reality, they lose access to it. Type 3, the love bomber. They come in intense, fast, overwhelming. Attention, affection, promises, all at once. In psychology, this is intermittent reinforcement in disguise. It looks like deep connection. Underneath, it's emotional dependency being built quickly. Deeper than that, it creates a high you'll later chase. And by the time it fades, you're already attached. To handle this, slow everything down. Match consistency, not intensity. Watch what remains when the energy drops, because real connection doesn't rush to secure you. Type 4, the silent punisher. They withdraw, go cold, disappear emotionally when you don't meet their expectations. In psychology, this is passive-aggressive control. It looks like distance or mood shifts. Underneath, it's punishment without confrontation. Deeper than that, it trains you to avoid triggering their silence. And eventually, you start managing their emotions for them. To handle them, don't chase the silence. Stay stable. Stay neutral. Let them return without rewarding the behavior, because silence only controls you if you fear losing connection. Type 5, the victim player. Every conflict somehow becomes about how they were hurt, even when they caused it. In psychology, this reflects externalization. It looks like vulnerability, because compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. Underneath, it's avoidance of responsibility. Deeper than that, it flips the power dynamic so you feel like the aggressor, which means you end up apologizing for their actions. To handle this, separate empathy from accountability. You can understand without excusing. Bring the focus back to behavior, because compassion without boundaries becomes self-betrayal. Type 6, the comparer. They subtly compare you to others, making you feel like you're not enough. In psychology, this taps into social comparison theory. It looks like casual remarks. Underneath, it's insecurity projected outward. Deeper than that, it keeps you seeking validation from them. And the more you try to prove yourself, the more control they gain. To handle them, reject the comparison entirely. Don't compete. Don't explain. Detach your value from their standards, because your worth isn't measured in someone else's frame. Type 7, the charmer. They're likable, persuasive. Everyone seems to trust them, but something feels slightly off. In psychology, this aligns with impression management. It looks like confidence and charisma. Underneath, it's calculated social positioning. Deeper than that, it creates a shield of credibility. So when something feels wrong, no one believes you. To handle this, focus on patterns, not personality. Observe how they act when there's nothing to gain. Trust consistency over charm, because charm is a mask, not a guarantee. Type 8, the controller. They want to know everything, influence everything, decide everything. In psychology, this reflects anxiety-driven control behavior. It looks like leadership or care. Underneath, it's fear of unpredictability. Deeper than that, control becomes their way of feeling safe, which means your freedom feels like a threat to them. To handle them, limit what you share. Create space where they don't have access. Reclaim decision-making without explanation, because control only grows where access is unlimited. Type 9. The projectionist. They accuse you of things that strangely reflect their own behavior. In psychology, this is projection. It looks like criticism or concern. Underneath, it's denial of their own traits. Deeper than that, it offloads internal conflict onto you, so you carry what was never yours. To handle this, don't internalize the accusation. Pause, reflect, separate truth from projection. Respond, don't absorb, because not every label belongs to you. Type 10. The calculated calm. They stay calm, always composed, even when crossing your boundaries. In psychology, this can reflect emotional detachment used as control. It looks like maturity, but the truth is, it's strategic emotional absence. Worst is that it keeps you reacting while they stay untouched. And that imbalance gives them the upper hand. To handle them, don't mirror their calm blindly. Anchor yourself. Respond with clarity, not reaction, because control shifts when you stop reacting on their terms. These behaviors look different, but they come from the same place. Control, insecurity, emotional hunger, different faces. Same pattern. Awareness doesn't make you cold. It makes you harder to control. If this made you see people differently, then you're already noticing what most people miss.